Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Friday, April the 28th is race number 9 on closing day of the Keeneland Spring Meet. We're going 1.5 miles on the turf, and it's the Grade 3 Bewitch Stakes for fillies and mares. Let's take a look at this field. We only have a field of 6. We've got a heavy morning line favorite in Arl, and I want to invite everybody to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com, download those free Formulator past performances, and handicap along with us as we take the field in post position order. Keeneland grad number 1, In Charge of Me, lightly raced, a lot of upside potential, has some pedigree for this additional distance, and goes second off the layoff. What'd you think of that most recent run?
I really wasn't a heck of a lot there. I understand that you had a little bit of traffic going into the first turn, but it offered nothing down the lane. Maybe the additional distance is the great equalizer. Shug, past 4 years, second off the bench, 12 furlongs and up, 0 for 11 with only 2 of them hitting the board. And when you just look at it from a figure standpoint, this horse isn't fast enough.
Yeah, she's going to have to improve certainly from a Beyer speed figure standpoint, but she's lightly raced. I guess a forward move could be forthcoming. And I think she has enough tactical speed to work out a good ground-saving, pace-tracking trip. She's reunited with Edgar Prado, who was aboard for the lone lifetime victory. Pace may make the race in this 12-furlong turf event. Let's see what the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector cooked up for this year's running of the Bewitch. And they have the number 2 Daring Duchess, yet another one of those Michael Maker success stories, taken for $35,000. Maker won with this horse in non-winners of 2 other than company. 2 starts off the claim. Daring Duchess could be loose. She's going to deal with about a 4-month layoff.
She is absolutely at her most dangerous when she's allowed to be forward, whether she's on the lead or sitting a length or so off of it. That's when she is at her absolute best. When she has to sit in that sort of stalking position, she's just not nearly as effective. I think if she gets that trip, she's going to be very, very tough to beat.
And you would think she's going to be fresh off the layoff, pulling early under Julien Leparoux, and she should be able to get to the front. I don't really think distance will be too much of an issue. She ran well at 12 furlongs, 4 starts back. That race 3 back at 10 furlongs, as you mentioned. She got a similar trip to this. She was very, very good. The number 3 is Dinah's Recoleta, another horse stretching out. This one for Roger Atfield, beaten favorite last time out at Tampa Bay Downs. Enchantress came back to be stakes placed at Sam Houston with an 85 Beyer speed figure. Perhaps Dinah's Recoleta was up against it from a pace standpoint in that spot, but she might be up against it from a pace standpoint in this tougher spot.
We know how good Roger Atfield is at getting horses ready to go and having them run, particularly does most of his good work up north of the border at Woodbine. Past year at Keeneland, 0 for 16. I know that sounds bad enough. None of them have hit the board. 0 for 16 as far as running in the money. I think at best that's what this one does. If she hits the board, I think it's a positive.
Dinah's Recoleta, though, has run well at Keeneland in the past. She won off the layoff during the spring meet in 2016, but she's going to have to really hope that that horse-for-course angle works for her here. 12-1 on the morning line for Dinah's Recoleta. The number 4 Earring, Group 2 placed in Ireland, Group 3 placed in New York. The problem is the word placed. That's kind of Earring. She's run 9 times, 5 times second. Last time out, I won't hold it against her in the Grade 3 Very One. She was the Very One. She was in against Suffused, who's very, very good right now. And Olorda, the horse that came back, that was last, came back to run second in the Orchid with a 93 Beyer.
I mean, if there's a race that you're going to hold against her, though, it's got to be the Long Island. The Long Island was a disgusting loss, for being honest. She's out there. She gets a opening half in 52-3 over firm going, and she still can't hang on. Tom Proctor, again, does tremendous work. Past 5 years turf, 31 to 60 days. Routes at Keeneland, 1 for 31. Just, there are too many things here that I don't want. We know how good he is as a trainer, and the same with Atfield. It's just, I don't want negative formulator facts with negative form and races that I look at on the page and say there's no excuse for that.
She's got tactical speed. She probably is going to be sitting second just off Daring Duchess, so perhaps no excuses from a pace standpoint. It's just that she likes to find one better when it comes down to it. The number 5 is Quiet Business. Last time out at Gulfstream, she had to deal with a layoff. She didn't do much running in against Sky My Sky, who was up close to the pace, but maybe stretching all the way out is the key for Quiet Business, because the one time that she really stretched out was 2 starts back at 11 furlongs, and she swept by that field late.
I think that may be the thing. Maybe this is what she's wanted all along. I do think this is a little bit tough for her, but maybe the additional distance works.
Arles has a gigantic Beyer speed figure edge. There's no doubt about that. Her 3 starts in North America have resulted in Beyer speed figures of 96, 95, and 94. And scanning the past performances of every other horse in this race, only one has actually achieved a 90, and that was Daring Duchess in her big race 3 starts back. Simply put, from a speed figure standpoint, Arl is the horse to beat, but she has the same problem Earring has. Does she want to seal the deal? 7 seconds from 12 starts.
The only thing I'll be slightly sort of kind about is the fact that she's run behind Suffused in both of her starts, and Bill Mock has gotten Suffused just razor sharp at these long distances. She has every right to win. She's going to be as short a price. She says 4 to 5 in the line. I think she's going to be shorter than that. She might be 2 to 5 in here.
I think that's fair.
And you may have a bridge jumping situation in here because all she does is hit the board. She's rock solid, don't get me wrong. It's just she's kind of difficult to trust at a short number. Guess what? If she can't get it done here, boy, then we got to reassess where she is.
It's a major disappointment if she can't get it done here, considering the speed figurage and the fact that it's not like she's this one-run closer that'll be compromised by pace. In all likelihood, she sits third, and when Earring moves, probably Arl will move with her, and we'll see if these two look at each other and say, who wants it more? Maybe not me. Let's take a look at our top selections for the Bewitch. From a speed figure standpoint, Arl is a standout. I just think she's going to get it done in this spot, but I understand exactly where you're going. You don't trust the 2 morning line favorites because you see all those 2s on their record. So you're going with the number 2, Daring Duchess, who could be number 1 after the first half mile.
And I really think in a scenario like this, maybe that's the most important thing. When you have horses that have kind of proven to be content settling for minor rewards, if I'm the one that's out on the front end, the distance I don't think is going to be a problem. And again, she just on her page, she has done her best running Daring Duchess when she is in a position similar to what she projects to get on Friday afternoon. I think she's tough.
2-6 for Matt in the grade 3 Bewitch. I'll go 6-4. If you're playing the closing day Keeneland card from home, DRF Bets invites you to be a VIP for a week. Head on over to drfbets.com/VIP, start with a $300 bonus, and get lots of other goodies as well. Approximate post time for the grade 3 Bewitch, race number 9 at Keeneland on Friday, 5:30 Eastern. Best of luck.